The tower, a mysterious building that suddenly appeared one day. Anyone could enter, but none may exit. But why would one enter? Why to fulfill one's dreams? Whether that be money to line your pocket, being a celebrity in the spotlight, or even the pure thrill of the monster. A silly daydream for most. Since tower challengers who actually achieve their dreams are utterly rare, everyone else gets lost in mundanity and obsession. However, for one such dreamer, a chance suddenly materializes. A boy standing in front of pictures of high rankers and shout with desire, "I want to be like Flame Emperor." For him to become everything he ever wished to be, he is Confucius Kim. His status is loser. Appalled by his jealousy, the tower is tossing him. A legendary Estel rank skill. A status window appears showing skill or I will to be like you. His rank is S-Clo. This skill activates automatically when you are killed by an enemy. You will copy and gain one random skill from your killer. However, you may not copy another skill from the same enemy more than once. Warning, you must die for this skill to activate, but how brave or stupidly desperate do you have to be to chance everything on a skill where the cost is your own life? So when the top tower ranker, Flame Emperor, brutally kills him, our newly minted hero Confucius is forced into using the skill with his murder as a catalyst. What he finds, though, is the secret of the top ranker. Every time he dies, he is instead revived back 24 hours prior to his death. And so Confucius starts adventuring through the tower, meeting new allies, confronting new foes, and whoever this guy is, and abusing his knowledge of the future. Can Confucius discover the true secret of the true tower, as he keeps collecting skills, or will he fall prey to obsession and obscurity? Join Confucius, our very own news anchor said, breaking news from Babylon. Confident in their skills and eager to prove what a top guild is capable of, the Black Dragon Guild set out to attack the 40th floor of the tower. However, reports show that the members of the Black Dragon Guild have failed to rise to the top once again. What does the future hold for them? Unfortunately, they returned empty-handed. A hunter stands amidst cameras and news reporters. A reporter points toward him and announces, "The Black Dragon Guild's ambitions have been crushed yet again by the top-ranked hunter." He is none other than the Flame Emperor, who has once again defeated the boss single-handedly. A reporter, smiling, congratulates him. He has set another record yet again today. The Flame Emperor, however, looks visibly irritated. The reporter continues, ever since the tower appeared, he has been the only person to single-handedly defeat a boss. Then, turning to the Flame Emperor, they ask, "Can you share a few words with our viewers?" Suddenly, the Flame Emperor snatches the mic and snaps, "Forget that?" Annoyed, he continues, "Why don't you do something about that horrendous nickname of mine first?" The reporter looks shocked. "Excuse me." Confucius watches the live interview on his laptop. The Flame Emperor shouts angrily, "I mean Flame Emperor. Why call me by that stupid nickname when I have a perfectly fine name? What the heck is Flame Emperor? You might as well just call me Lame Emperor. It's embarrassing as hell." Confucius stares at the screen, envying him. Sitting on his bed, phone in hand, he watches as the Flame Emperor rants on his laptop. The Flame Emperor scoffs, "I'm going to find and beat the bastard who came up with that stupid nickname." The reporter apologizes awkwardly. Confucius thinks to himself, he gets to say whatever he wants whenever he wants. He scrolls through the comment section. One person types, "Did you see the Flame Emperor's interview? Looks like he's acting out again." Another replies, "Who cares? He's always like that." A user with a cat profile picture comments, "The whole world is watching." Can he choose his words more carefully? A girl profile user responds, "Who cares if the whole world is watching? Honestly, who even cares about his personality? He's already a legendary hunter." Standing in the dark, Confucius types a comment, "I wish I was like the Flame Emperor." The cat profile user reacts, "What the? Are you a fan of his? Why are you making excuses for his behavior?" The girl profile user replies, "He's just stating facts. Everyone already knows he's like that. The media knows too. Yet they still air his interviews." Again, Confucius types, "I wish I was like the Flame Emperor." A new commenter appears. "How could Saint Isabel date someone like that? Maybe that's why she's called a saint." The cat profile user, shocked, responds, "What? They're dating? The girl profile user confirms, yeah, his hunter friend said he saw them together. Once more, Confucius repeats his comment. I wish I was like the Flame Emperor. But everyone continues ignoring him. A new user with a flower profile joins in. What are you saying? Saint Isabel is my friend, and she said they aren't dating. Confucius again types the same comment. The cat profile user asks, who keeps spamming the same comment? Confucius repeats it once more. He thinks Flame Emperor is so lucky. People hang on to his every word. I heard he's rich too. I'm so jealous. He mutters, if this were a novel, a guy like him would definitely be the main character, right? And me, I wouldn't even rate as a supporting character. I'd be nothing more than an extra. On the video, the reporter asks, then, can you please share a short statement for our viewers? Confucius flinches. The reporter continues praising him. As soon as he entered the tower in his early 20s, he showcased his incredible skills. Then, in just under a month, he managed to conquer a boss that had remained undefeated for 10 years. He's a legendary hunter making history. Can you share one piece of advice for all aspiring hunters? The Flame Emperor hesitates, then agrees. This shocks Confucius. The Flame Emperor speaks. I'm going to say this once, so listen carefully. He smirks and declares, some people are just born lucky. But even if you succeed, don't think you have a chance against me because I will kill you. Everyone watching is stunned. The anchor wraps up. And that concludes our breaking news segment. Thank you for tuning in. Hearing this, Confucius shuts his laptop. He remains speechless, his eyes filling with tears. How infuriating. He mutters, lame emperor shouldn't look down on everyone else just because he's successful, Gaw. Even though the reporter was the one being looked down on, it still made him mad. If I had skills like the Flame Emperor, I wouldn't have to live in this tiny studio. I wouldn't be mocked and ridiculed for being a skillless F-class hunter either. In a burst of anger, he tears down the posters from his wall. He shouts, I wish I could be like the Flame Emperor. Tears stream down his face as he yells, I'm so damn jealous. I want to succeed on my own too. Or if I could at least have the Flame Emperor's skills, how great would that be? He sobs loudly. Suddenly, he looks up. A golden, glowing card appears, shining brightly. His breath catches. Something I've only seen in videos. Could it be a skill card? A system window appears. A jealousy so strong it is unmatched. Confucius stares, confused. The window continues, sir, appalled by your jealousy. The tower is granting you a skill. Confucius blinks. Wait a minute, this is different from the other skill awakening videos I've seen. A status window appears. The tower congratulates you on your achievements. Confucius mutters, it doesn't matter. I'm not in a position to scrutinize their wording anyway. This is the moment I've been waiting for my entire life. And it's a gold card. His hands tremble as he reaches for it, tears in his eyes. He grasps the card. His heart pounds. It's an S-class skill. The window reveals the details. Skill. I want to be like you, rank S. This skill activates automatically when you are killed by an enemy. You will copy and gain one random skill from your killer. However, you may not copy another skill from the same enemy more than once. Warning, you must die for this skill to activate. His eyes widen in shock, tears rolling down his cheeks. The words echo in his mind as the window fades away. His voice rings out in disbelief. What kind of crappy skill is this? The tower appeared out of nowhere. It was visible from anywhere on Earth. Those who had nothing to lose were the first to arrive at the tower and see what laid within. Each floor was filled with monsters from a different world. The few who were chosen by the tower were given skills. And those who heard the news started to gather at the tower to hunt down its monster. A news reporter asks, he has seen Flame Emperor hunting at the hunting grounds before, right? A man on camera explained. Flame Emperor was holding a spear engulfed in flames, and it looked as if he was dancing, just like Nataraja. It was as if Shiva was standing right before his eyes. Someone asked, can you switch the channel to something else? A fat man wearing an apron annoyingly asked why. It's getting interesting. He asked, did he dislike Flame Emperor or something? Confucius, laying his head on wooden table, replied, no, that's not it. Two guys besides shop discussing. Flame Emperor that he is the top-ranked hunter, but wouldn't he agree that he hasn't changed at all? He doesn't play dumb and actually owns up to his reputation. It's so refreshing. He is the type of hero our world needs right now. Confucius irritantly said, there are people who live like that. But his life seems so pointless. Chef sighs and said, not another drunkard again. Confucius said, listen, so he was given an SSS-class skill yesterday, yeah? But what kind of stupid skill requires you to die in order to use it? He trembles and whisper, he didn't notify the Hunter Association that he got it. He slammed his fist on table and said, because he was too ashamed to say that this crappy skill was his. Chef become angry and shout, go outside if he's gonna throw up. Outside, system window appeared and shows today's Hunter ranking. First place of Flame Emperor, Sin place of Witch of Black Dragon, third place of Poisonous Viper. Confucius wobble through street, he stagger back, place his hand on head and said, ugh, my head hurts. Suddenly, he hear a voice and flinches. He hide side to wall and saw Flame Emperor and Saint. Flame was stepping closer to Saint. She hesitantly said, please step aside, Flame Emperor. Why he is doing this all of sudden. Lame turns and smilingly said, ha, nice acting. Someone might actually buy this act you're putting on. Miss Saint flinches. Lame show her a tiny bottle and said, that drink you just drank, he poisoned it. She get terrified. He further explained. Basilisk stomach acid, this is the poison she were going to slip into my drink. He throws bottle away and leaned closer to Satan and said, ah, if it wasn't for his skill, he would have been in a big trouble. Bottle hit the ground and destroyed. She explained hesitantly, it's a misunderstanding, Flame Emperor. All he wanted was to clear the tower with him as a team. That's what he thought, but it turns out she had other plan. He smiles evilly, terrifying her. She pleased to talk it out. It's all a misunderstanding. Confucius' heart thump, many thoughts come to his mind. What? Aren't those two supposed to be dating? That doesn't sound like a conversation between a couple. He grab her throat and ask, you want talk? Fine. He will be a gentleman. But they will do it in his way. Confucius cover his mouth in horror, his heartbeat races fast. Flame squeezes her throat forcefully. He said he will ask the questions. She just nod yes or no. She should know that he has a lie-detecting skill, so don't try any tricks. If she cooperate, who knows, maybe he will give you antidote. Tell me, who ordered you to kill me? Confucius' eyes whiten in surprise. He asked, was it the Witch of Black Dragon? Her eyes whiten in surprise. She thought he's the top-ranked hunter, but wouldn't you agree that he hasn't changed at all? He doesn't play dumb and actually owns up his reputation. It's so refreshing. She gulped and nodded her head in yes. Confucius said, just as I thought. He is the type of hero our world needs right now. Flame released power while griping Saint throat tightly. Flame said, goodbye, Saint Isabel. She screams in pain. Confucius becomes shocked to see and questioned hero. That thing. He killed Saint and standing like a monster. Confucius run back, sniffs and said, he's a murderer, a psychopath. His foot step on bottle that smashed and make loud noise. He shocked and turned his gaze. Flame standing aside a wall smile like a evil and said, oh. Confucius get terrified. He smiles like a evil and said he thought he got rid of all the pests nearby, but it looks like he has missed one. Confucius' sweat streamed down. He freezes in shock. He thought, those are the eyes of murderer. Emperor blows a flame in his one hand, while on the other hand Confucius tried to run. He thinks Saint Isabel wasn't the first. Just how many people has he killed? Tens, hundreds, or suddenly he stumble and fall down on ground. His one shoe falls off back. He turned back his gaze and breathing heavily. He thinks his foot. Flame approaches him with a flame dagger in his hand. Confucius, pleased for his life, said no. Flame stepped forward. Confucius crawled backward, pleased him to let go. But Flame says, you shouldn't have run. Flame asked, well, did he see? Confucius cried down, trembling violently, said no, he didn't see anything. He saw nothing. Absolutely nothing. Flame crouched and asked, what did he not see? He grabs his throat and said, he happened to call me Flame Emperor, and whatever it is you saw, you claim to have seen nothing. That's quite interesting. Too bad. He is not stupid enough to believe him. Confucius, frightened, said he won't tell anyone, please. Flame said with mocking voice, if he doesn't want to end up like the saint, then he better tell him the truth. Confucius thinks he's the devil. Flame asked, which bastard sent him? Was it the Black Dragon again? Confucius thinks he idolized, this world idolized. Someone like him, he said, his lie-detecting skill. Flame flinch. Confucius hesitantly said, you said, use it on him. He really didn't see anything, no. Flame was confused, and he said, he lied about having a skill like that. Confucius asked, then he killed her without any evidence, just because he thought she was suspicious. Flame shoved him away, saying, hey, that's a bit harsh. What do you take him for? Isabel really planned on killing him. If he didn't kill her today, she would have poisoned him tomorrow. Confucius gasped and asked, how would he know that? Flame in pride said, he just know everything. He has his ways of knowing. Flame chaffed his hairs and happily said, anyway, he guess you are really innocent, seeing that you're urging him to use the lie, detecting skill. Confucius, breathing heavily, said, thank you for believing him. Flame placed his hand on his head and said, but that doesn't change the fact that you saw everything. He uses his power and smilingly said, so he guess he will has to die. Confucius reminds that when he was child, someone approached him and introduced him as Sua Yu. Goodbye, he said, because his name is Confucius, he need to grow up to become someone like him. Confucius happily agreed. Status window showed he has died. He thinks, why do he has to die like this? No, why did he has to live like this? System window shows the requirement for his skill has been met. He may now use his skill. He said he could have lived a better life. System notified that a skill will be copied at random from Hunter Suha Yu. Generating skill card. He thinks he has the right to try. He was lying with tears dropping down. He said the gold. System notified, please select a skill card. He raised his hand and thinks if he can has one more chance. He grabbed the card and said, just one more. System notified, selection complete, skill copied. Confucius opened his eyes in shock and heard the news that started on laptop. The news was the same which he listened earlier. He find himself on his bed. He was returned to past. He get up in shock and examine himself, asking what? He looked toward laptop screen, on which news was showing which he listened earlier. He asked what happening. He was very shocked and asked what is going on. When did he get back home? His heart beats fast. He on his mobile and saw the recent comments, who were the same that he read before. Everything was repeating. His eyes whitened in surprise. He asked, why is everyone saying the same thing as yesterday? He extended his hand toward cards while holding phone in other hand. He said, skill card open. He looked on system window and said, this skill is complete trash. He was shocked and asked, and this, did he copy Flame Emperor's skill when he died? System window shows the skill name as the Time Traveler's Clock. His rank is EX. Activates automatically upon death. From time of death, the skill user will travel 24 hours back in time with their skills and memories intact. Warning: the higher the rank, the higher the penalty for the skill user. This skill has been copied from Hunter Sua Yu. He thinks, if he die, he will travel 24 hours back in time. His memories and skills will stay intact. This was his secret, the secret of the legendary hunter. This is why he killed Saint Isabel. He did it because he was actually poisoned by her the day after, and it's also why he killed an innocent bystander like him. He clenched his fist in anger. He was standing in kitchen and in news reporter asked, can you share one piece of advice to all the aspiring hunters out there? He said same like yesterday, Confucius glaring on laptop screen. When Flame said, he will kill you, Confucius remained speechless. He repeated his words in anger, kill. He clenched his card in his fist in anger. He said, let's see who kills who first this time. Suddenly, everyone shout fire. Confucius was shocked. He saw from his window that largest flames blowing out beside a building. He opened his door. He saw peoples were running toward fire. One said, there is no time to waste, we need to go put out the fire. Others said, you're right. This place he lives in is very different from the outer world. It's a city formed solely by those who wish to become hunters. The first floor of the tower. He was running between crowd. He asked, what time is it right now? This was around the time he was drinking alcohol. Flame Emperor must have started this fire to hide any evidence that he killed the saint. Crowd standing in front of burning building. They said, hunters with water skills. Don't just try to put it out by yourselves. Yeah, work together. The Black Dragon Guild will temporarily take charge of this area. Please follow her lead. She is Witch of the Black Dragon. Rank 2 Hunter Guild Leader Black Dragon. This city has many names. A girl with green hairs approaches and said they've cleared the surrounding area, but they need to check and see if there are any people inside. They need to send in a team. She is Master Alchemist. Rank 5 Hunter Healer, Guild Leader Alchemist Guild. Some call it Babylon, while others just call it the first floor city. A man in armor approaches and said, if that's what they're worried about, there's no need. This place was sealed off 5 years ago. Thank goodness for that. He is Paladin, rank 10 Hunter. Guild Leader, City Security. Some even call it Skyscraper City, but they all mean the same thing. It's a place you can't leave once you enter. People shout they need more fire extinguishers. They don't have any more water hunters. Extreme situations like this have become the norm for the residents of this place. Alchemist said, that's weird. Why haven't they seen the saint yet? She normally doesn't show up late for situations like this. Confucius was shocked. Paladin said she did mention that she had plans tonight, and she's been spending a lot of time with Flame Emperor lately. Maybe they're on a date. Alchemist said she doesn't like him. He just gives her a bad feeling. Flame approaches said, what the hell? Everyone turned back. Flame standing there, one hand in pocket, other on back head, and one eye closed. He said, who played with fire without his permission? Confucius grit his teeth in anger and think he's here. Paladin welcome him. He in attitude said, yeah, he is here. Paladin said as he can see that old slum building is on fire. Can you help them out? Flame smiled and said, what will he get in return? Confucius clenches his fist in extreme anger and thinks, that crazy psychopath. He expects something in return for putting out a fire that he caused. The public will praise him for having a good conscience on top of being the top-ranked hunter. Do he really think he cares about the public's opinions? Who cares what his personality is like? He is already a legendary hunter. He is just stating the facts. Everyone already knows what he is like. Flame turned back and said, he refused to do charity work. Catch you later then. Confucius said he doesn't play dumb and actually owns up to his reputation. It's so refreshing. No one knows what he's really like. Everyone just thinks he's a cocky hero. Only he knows that murderer's true nature. Confucius said he has to kill him. Confucius turned back. A person said, hey, man, where are you going? He tried to stop him by saying, don't get too close. It's dangerous. But Confucius shoved him back. For the honor of all hunters and for humanity. Confucius moving toward Flame with dagger in his hand. Flame turned to see him. Confucius thinks, after all, hunters are supposed to hunt down monsters, regardless of what method he use. He asked, hey, where are you going? He run toward Flame with dagger, but Flame remains straight. Confucius thinks that monster deserves to die. Confucius moves toward fire. Everyone shout from behind, he is walking straight into the fire. Confucius enter into fire and scream. Everyone outside was horrified by scene. He was burning in flame, but this is the only way he can kill that monster. System notified that he has died. He will travel 24 hours back in time. He fall on his bed. He get up. He looked on system window. Showed you are currently an F-class hunter. There will be no penalty for using your skill. He said, of course, F-class hunters like him wouldn't even be given a penalty. He said he can't kill Flame Emperor in his current state. Even if he is lucky enough to kill him, that bastard will just come back again 24 hours earlier. After all, he also holds the same time traveler's skill. He crouched down looking at dagger and think, so the only way a low-ranking hunter like him can hunt Flame down is to. He asked when did he awaken his first skill. Somewhere in hotel, Flame sitting with a girl. Flame said it was the summer he turned 21, so it's been about 11 years. She said, he must have a really good memory, seeing how he remembers so clearly. Flame said while sipping tea, not really. He just remember it because it happened on his birthday. So to be exact, that would be. Confucius thinks 11 years ago, June 7th. If his calculations are correct, that would have been 40-50 days ago. He aimed dagger toward himself and thinks that means he'd asked to 40-50 times to go back in time before he awakens his skill. He kill himself by dagger. System notified he has died. Confucius wake up. System notified he will travel 24 hours back in time. He pant heavily and said, all right, only 4 to 49 more days to go. He again raised dagger and killed himself again. System again notified that he has died. He killed himself repeatedly. System notified there will be no penalty for using his skill. He clenched his dagger in his fist and said, 20 more days, 543 days. He smiles while pointing dagger toward himself and said, finally. He killed himself last time. He said one last day. The clock sounded tick-tock. Confucius lay on his bed, a dagger in one hand. He got up and looked toward the clock. He thought he had done it. He had traveled back to a time before the Flame Emperor became a legend. He placed his dagger on the wall and sighed. He had died 30 more times than originally planned. Extra deaths for the rest periods he had to take in between. Even with the toll those deaths took on his body and mind, he endured it all to rid the world of that devil's legacy. He opened the door and stepped outside, pulling the hood of his jacket over his head. It's finally time to hunt my prey, he thought. 11 years ago, May 6th, 11 a.m., he stood in front of a building. Approaching his room window, he saw Flame sleeping. His phone rang, and he made an irritated face. He got up, groaning, "Damn, my head is killing me." Confucius muttered, he should have taken it easy on the drinks. Flame glanced at his phone and then put on his clothes. While Confucius thought, I've replayed this day more than 10 times to plan the perfect outcome. Every day, at 9 in the morning, he woke up in his studio apartment in the building designated for F-class hunters. He thought, that damned bastard, as he headed back. Meanwhile, Flame was getting ready for work. At 3 a.m., he headed to the second-floor hunting grounds to hunt slimes. Holding a red slime in his hand, he cursed angrily. God damn it! Hunting slimes day after day is so boring. Confucius looked back at him. Flame shouted, what the hell? When will I get to live in glory like Blade Saint? Confucius thought at 21 years old he was just a typical F-class hunter, waiting for a chance to change his life. Flame groaned, can't I win the lottery or something? Or at least get an S-class skill? Confucius thought, under normal circumstances, that would happen a week later. A slime moved toward Flame, he slashed at it with his dagger and muttered. But now, that's not in his future. Some flame dripped onto his head. At 5:31 p.m., Flame teleported, saying, take me to the 6th floor. After concluding that hunting slimes was pointless, he headed to an advanced hunting area, one where F-class hunters rarely ventured. He teleported to the 6th floor hunting grounds. For the next 36 minutes, Flame and Confucius would be alone. Moving forward, Confucius called out, excuse me, Mr. Hunter. Flame turned around. He saw Confucius in a hoodie, covered in slime. Confucius asked, can you please help me? I was attacked by wolves. Do you have any potions? Flame cursed under his breath. What the hell, man? You already fought the monsters here? Confucius asked again, do you have a potion? Flame sighed. Then today's hunt is a total loss. He thought, looks like I won't even earn a day's wage today. He asked, how much are you willing to pay for it? Confucius hesitated. Excuse me. Flame placed his dagger on his body. How much are you willing to pay for the potion? My hunt was ruined today, and you expect me to just give you this expensive potion for free? I don't even know you. You've got some nerve. Flame showed him the potion and pulled it back. Confucius said, the Alchemist Guild sells that potion for 20 gold. So, you'll pay me 20 gold for it? Flame asked mockingly. Confucius nodded. Flame smirked. I don't think you're getting my point. He placed his dagger against Confucius's chest. Is that all you're willing to pay to save your life? Just 20 gold. Confucius was shocked. Then, 40 gold. Flame grinned wickedly. Forget that. Empty your pockets. He grabbed Confucius by the collar and lifted him up. Confucius thought he already knew. Flame sneered. Oh, I guess you can in your state. No worries. I'll empty them for you. He shoved Confucius back and snatched his wallet. Let's see now. He emptied the wallet and started counting. 1, 2, 3, around 60 gold coins total. Man, why are you so poor? There's barely anything here worth taking. He grabbed Confucius by the head. Confucius stammered. That's all I have. Flame smirked. Don't worry. I'll put it to good use for you. He thought, that's the way the cookie crumbles, don't you agree? He grabbed his dagger. Confucius hesitated. What about the potion? Flame thought about it. If I let him live, he might come back to get revenge on me. People should live without regrets, and well, he's already seen my face. Regrets? Flame powered up and sneered. so why don't you just go to hell? Confucius powered up too. He kicked Flame hard, thinking, I will live without regrets. Flame stumbled back while Confucius brought his dagger down. He slashed him. Flame cut up blood, panting heavily. He clenched his fist. I can't take any chances on him getting a skill card from his life being threatened. I have to kill him completely. He did. As he stood over Flame's body, Confucius thought when I killed him something felt weird. He told me his name right before I took his life. His name is Suicidal. Goodbye. After reliving that nightmare 490 times, he finally understood, despite being nothing more than a murderer. Flame had tried to make it seem like he was some noble knight in a duel. Confucius recalled all the past events and shouted, he killed all those innocent people and then acted like he was doing some noble deed. Silence. He turned back and saw a pack of wolves growling. You want to eat me? He asked. He stepped forward. Go ahead, I'm useless to him. The wolves lunged, tearing into Flame's corpse. Confucius crouched down, digging through the sand. He found his bags and bottles. He pulled off his hoodie and put on a new one. Looking ahead, he said, take me to the first floor. Transporting to the first floor. Confucius looked toward a soldier and thought, it's the city security. He hesitated as he passed by. But the soldier ignored him. Confucius was shocked. It's really over. No one knows what happened. A news anchor spoke. Once again, the expedition that set out to clear the 10th floor has failed. The #1 hunter, Blade Saint, continues to receive backlash from the public for not participating in the expedition. The awful legend of Flame Emperor Suicidal has finally been erased from history. Confucius grinned. Excuse me! Can I get another draft beer? The bartender chuckled. Seems like you had a good day. Did your hunt go well? Confucius laughed. It was great. Incredible, actually. With hunters from 2nd to 7th place being part of the failed expedition, some wondered if the hunter rankings were now meaningless. Confucius took a sip of beer. Hunter ability window. Open. A window appeared named Confucius Kim Rank F. Class skills passive. I want to be like him. EX passive. The time traveler's clock known. He smiled. This is the perfect pairing for my drink. Just look at these precious skills. But then he frowned. I don't have any active skills. Am I being too greedy? Confucius Kim, you're basically a thief if you expect anything more. He thought, maybe I could win one of those United Merchants Guild lotteries, or sell future information about how to attack the top floors. My life is finally changing for the better. There's an endless road of possibilities ahead. An old man in a suit appeared. He ordered warm milk with vodka and honey. Confucius blinked. Mister, I don't work here. What a weird old man. The old man smiled. Don't worry, I'll tip well. Then, looking at him seriously, he asked, what's someone like you doing here? Blade Saint, real name Marcus Calamberry. In the future, he had largely been forgotten since he had been missing for 11 years by that point. But he was considered the top-ranked hunter before Flame Emperor took his spot. Confucius said, he guessed he did still be considered the #1 right now. He probably has an S-class skill too, a proper active skill for hunting instead of weird passive skills like him. Confucius shocked and thinks, wait a minute. Does that mean the skill allows him to copy any hunter's skill as long as he get killed by them? Perhaps even the skill of the #1 hunter of this time period. On top of that, he can't even really die anymore. He checks his phone and thinks he could get used to this. He read the comments 3 months ago. Anonymous person comment about Marcus. He heard he's a senior member of wealthy family from somewhere in Northern Europe. 6 months ago, anonymous person comment. Apparently, and no one really knows what skills he has. 1 year ago, another anonymous person comment. He heard that he had the wealthy and a great network, but he gave it all up to come to the tower. Another one 2 months ago comment. He overheard someone say that he has a habit of speaking to himself. After reading comments, Confucius irritated and said, everyone's only heard rumors about him. There isn't any useful info on here, expect that he's a complete mystery. It would have been nice if this guy was half show off that Flame Emperor was. Marcus said, shut up, you're being too loud. Confucius terrified. Marcus mumbled from the start you were. Confucius thinks, what was that? He asked. He is saying he know what he wants. Confucius shakes his head and thinks, he guess it's true that he has a habit of speaking to himself. Are all the top rankers supposed to a little weird? He becomes shocked to read a person comment that was of 8 months ago. He warned that taboo words that should never mentioned in front of Blade Saint. He can 100% assure him that he should never say this in front of Blade Saint if he don't want to die. He was standing with some hunters. One of them said, "Hey, old man, this is a shared hunter ground, so let's follow the rules." Can't he see that they already got dibs on this area? A few days ago, he saw a few high-ranking hunters picked a fight with Blade Saint in the 9th floor hunting grounds. One hunter said, "That's odd. He has never heard of such a rule." He laughed and said, "Hey, maybe he didn't hear because of his failing hearing aids." Looking at him, he can already tell that the grandchildren he abandoned to come here are also. Marcus slashes one of them hunter and asks, "Are he saying that Blade Saint killed someone?" "Hey up, he is part of a big guild, right? He bet they ordered him to spread fake rumors." Remaining hunters scream in horror. "Well, nobody said he has to believe him. He is just putting it out there because he thought it would be nice for you guys to know. Anyway, if he doesn't want to get killed, never mention Blade Saint's grandchildren in front of him." He looked at Mobile and said, "Never mention his grandchildren." Marcus mumbled, "Shut up already. He will take care of it later, so leave him alone. He can't even enjoy my vodka because of him. He guess it's worth testing out." He slammed his hand on table and said, "Thank you for the drink." He moved out and waiter said, "Of course, have a great rest of his night." Everyone watching Marcus. Girl said, "Finally he is gone." Boy asked, "Does he have dementia? Why does he keep mumbling to himself?" Other one said, he almost lost his appetite because of him." Confucius shows gratitude and giving him money said, "Keep the change." Waiter said, "Of course. Please come again." Bell ring. He thinks, now time to track down the #1 hunter. He asked from himself, where did he go? He came out right after him, so he couldn't have come far. He spotted him and said, "There he is." He started to walk behind him and said, "He is pretty easy to spot, given that he's the only person to dress like that in Babylon." He asked from himself, what kind of skills could he have? Flame Emperor had an SSS-class time-traveling skill, so what kind of awesome skill could the previous top ranker have? Could he have an even stronger skill than time-traveling? If he is lucky enough, that skill will be his soon. He stopped and said, "This seems like a goof place." He flinches when Marcus said, "Come out now, young man." He thinks, how did he know he was here? No one will know that happens in a place like this. Marcus stared at him. He stand aside a tree and apologized to him, and said he just wanted to ask you for a small favor. Marcus smiled like a evil, while Confucius flinches. He questioned, "A favor? Weren't you trying to get me to notice you by tailing me so loudly on purpose? What kind of favor could you possibly need from an old man to creep after me like this?" Confucius questioned, "What?" He thinks he was being loud on purpose, so he could get him to notice him. He is not even armed with anything either. He is the one holding a blade like he is going to attack him at any moment. But he didn't even do anything yet except follow him. He mean if he comes at me like this, it makes things easier, but why? He seemed to be really good at acting. Just as expected of a first-class assassin, he become terrified and apologize. Thinks, a first-class assassin. What does he mean? He is barely F-class hunter. Congratulations, Confucius. He is about to get killed with even having to provoke him with his grandchildren. He acted to be terrified and apologize. Said, he doesn't quite understand. Marcus said, he disgusted him. Even now he is acting like he doesn't know what he is doing. His eyes won't be deceived. Confucius stumbled toward him and said, he really doesn't understand what he mean. Marcus asked, how did he look like a first-class assassin? He actually take a lot of pride in looking like a very normal civilian. He saw his reflection in sword and remarked him to shut his mouth. He has a few skills in his possession, and among them is a skill that lets him know how many people he has killed. He see now. Even if it was done for the good of humanity, a murder is still a murder. Although he know what kind of monster Flame Emperor becomes in the future, the people in this time period know nothing about him. Blade Saint probably sees his kill count as 1, he said. He understand now. But please hear him out. There was a good reason behind what he did, while Marcus removing his hat and sword shining in his other hand. Confucius said, "He swear to God it was done for the good of humanity." Marcus said, "He is revolting." This shocked Confucius. He swung his word and said, "How dare he, a devil who has murdered thousands of people, try to justify his actions? Of course he too have not lived an entirely clean life, but he was never a ruthless mass murderer like him." Confucius questioned, "What? A mass murderer? He has only killed one person in his entire life." Marcus pointed his sword toward him and said, "His lies tell him he is not even ashamed of his actions. He see that he has killed 40 or 91 people. He see the number clearly on top of his head," which shocks Confucius. He thinks, oh, one for killing Suha and the other 4 to 90 must be from himself? No way. Marcus, did the Witch of Black Dragon send him? He thinks right now Blade Saint sees him as some cold-blooded murderer who has killed 491 people. He turned back and said, "This is no longer a problem of whether he copy his skill or not. He is not going to answer his question. As long as Blade Saint has that skill, fine, that's not what's important right now. He will try to kill him every time he sees him." Confucius running fast and Marcus jumps upon him to kill Confucius. He said he will use all the power he has to kill him. Deville, with a slashing sound sword, is moved towards his throat, and Marcus in anger said he dodged his blade. He must be a really first-class assassin. Confucius thinks this guy is crazy. He stumbled by a stone. He hardly fall down on the ground. He thinks no, he may has gotten lucky once. Marcus raises sword pointed at Confucius. Confucius thinks but he would not be able to escape second-time attack. He winces and Marcus said, "Be quiet." He wants him to interrogate this devil first instead of finishing him off right now. Confucius remains speechless. Marcus talked to himself. He already told him that he will take care of it. Marcus thinks that he meddles too much. Confucius ruminates that it looks Marcus is actually taking to someone, not to himself. He said, "Is talking to himself is also a skill? Is he telepathic?" He has heard that telepathic skill exists too. Confucius, as this terrifying situation, thinks that this means that he is sharing his information with other people right now. Has he told them that he, a cold-blooded murderer of 4 to 91 people, is on the loose? If he has, then he will be on the Hunter Burroughs wanted list, and then he will be tracked by all the high-class guilds and top-ranking hunters. They will hunt him down until he is publicly executed in the Babylon Plaza. He cannot let that happen. He has to respond before his 24 hours are up, and that's too late to change anything. Confucius stumbled and said, "Hey, sir." Marcus said, "It doesn't matter if he is his teacher, he has already made up his mind." Confucius asked, "Are his grandchildren doing well?" Hearing this, Marcus remains shocked. He heard that his is from a wealthy family somewhere in Northern Europe. He knows how a family like his tends to attract quite the crowd. And that's scary out there right now. He should tell his grandchildren to be extra careful. Marcus angrily moved his sword that makes Confucius horrified and thinks that was the moon always upside down. The swooshing sword cuts his throat away. Confucius thinks that Blade Saint's attack was quick, he didn't even see it. What does he has to do to get to his rank? He wants to be like him. He envies him. He want that power too. System notified that he has died. System window appeared in front of him. Finally, generating skill card. The skills of the number 1 hunter from both timelines will be his. System window asked to select a skill card. Confucius excitedly said, "All right, where are the gold cards?" Just like last time, he will pick it in one. He is shocked to see that system window disappears. He asked, "Why? Is there no gold card?" But this is impossible. Flame Emperor predecessor, a Blade Saint Marcus Callenberry rose to the top without a single class skill. He falls to his knees and said, "No way. There has got to be a strong skill hidden in one of the silver cards. There has to be." From the looks of it, he can see 3 bronze cards and 4 silver cards. The bronze cards are completely useless, so he will have to pick on the 4 silver cards. There might be something similar to that weird kill-counting skill in one of the silver cards. But that's not what he wants. He wants his strongest skill. He begs him, please come back to him. Confucius hurriedly snatches silver card and said that, "Come on, Blade Saint's strongest skill." System window notified. Selection completed. Copying skill. He will respond 24 hours back in time. Confucius, lying on the bed, gasps, Hunter ability window open, and said that, did he get Blade Saint's strongest skill? System window appears, at least he got an ActionToon, and it doesn't seem to be that wired kill counting skill either. Confucius overjoys and said, but he got another passive skill. He wanted something active like a unique martial arts skill or some aura awakening skill. He thinks, well, he guesses what he got isn't so bad either. He shouldn't be complaining. Skill card open. He cannot really tell what kind of skill it is just by looking at its name, though. He thinks, why is it so loud? He remains confused and said that, hey, Grandpa. He told him multiple times, if he is going to go train at night, do it quietly. Someone lying beside Confucius said that let us be respectful of each other, okay? He remains confused. He remains confused. If he moves, he will automatically float alongside him. So there is no reason for him to wake him up, all right? Confucius said, excuse me, who are you? Other man said, you can see me. Confucius agrees. He said, you can hear me too. Confucius said, he means seeing that we are having a conversation right now, he supposes so. Other man furiously said, that is weird. There is no way this should be happening. Where is he? A doghouse? It is so small in here. Where is Grandpa Marcus? Confucius got shocked and asked Marcus Callenberry, you mean Blade Saint? He said it is a bit shocking to hear a rookie like him being called Blade Saint. But yeah, the old man who goes by that name. Where is he? He should be around here somewhere. Confucius in confusion asked Blade Saint, a rookie. Another man angrily said, he cannot see anything through this tiny-ass window. What the? System window appears displaying attributes of Master of the Blade with warning. On the skill holder can see or hear the spirit. Confucius thinks, he is from another world, and he is like a ghost. He asks, hey, were you by any chance a spirit bound to Blade Saint? Another man glares and asks, yeah, why do you ask? He said he is sorry, but he thinks he might have. Confucius said duplicated him. This outraged another man, and he said, what does that mean? Return him to Grandpa Marcus this instant. He ever heard of a refund? Refund him right now, he said. He duplicated him with his skill, so figure out a way to undo it. Confucius screamed he cannot do anything about it once it is done. Another man weeping upside down said, stupid Grandpa Marcus. How could he let his teacher be kidnapped by this fool? Confucius angrily asked, can he please stop crying upside down? It is freaking him out. Another person in a loud tone said that this is all because Marcus disrespected his precious teacher. This is exactly why he kept telling him to treat him better. Confucius asked, hey, man, cannot he keep it down a little? Other man said, how can he live more quietly than this? He is already dead. Confucius said, oh, then be dead more quietly. Other man hysterically said, he is such a selfish bastard. How could he tell him to die again? He is already depressed enough as it is. Marcus talks to himself. He just would not stop talking. Be quiet. Shut up already. He meddles too much. Confucius thinks, and says. So he has to hide from Blade Saint for the rest of his life. And all he got was this useless skill. Other man asks, he has to hide from Grandpa, Marcus. Why? He is one of the nicest hunters out there. As long as he does not mention his grandchildren. Confucius said, he already knows that very well. He knows that Blade Saint has a kill-counting skill, right? Other man asks, the detective's insight. What about it? It is a trashy skill that only lets the skill holder know if the enemy is assassin or murderer. Confucius says, 4091. He says, the kill count over my head is 4091. Are you crazy? He is nothing but a rookie, though, and through. On top of that, he can see that he has not even awakened his aura yet. So how in the world could you have killed 4091 people? Confucius said he did not actually kill that many people. He really only killed one person, and even that was only because he was going to become a villain in the future. The other 90 times was he killing himself so that he could revive. In order to travel back in time 11 years to kill the guy he mentioned earlier, he has a kill that let him copy one skill from an enemy who kills him. So, when that villain killed him, he copied his time-traveling revival skill. Now when he dies, he simply revives 24 hours before his death. He is basically immortal. He wanted to get revenge on him right away for killing him, but he was already the #1 hunter in his time, and as long as he possessed the revival skill, it would be impossible for me to kill him. That's why he had to go back in time before he awakened that skill. Other man asked. He went all the way back in time to get revenge on that one person, by killing himself 11 years worth of days to revive. Other man asked, Hey, what is his name? He answered, It is Confucius Kim. Other man surprisingly asked, Confucius, why did you pick Grandpa Marcus? As soon as he got his revenge on that villain bastard, what made him want to copy a skill from Grandpa Marcus? Confucius said, Well, because he is the #1 hunter right now. If he wants to get stronger quickly, he had need to copy skills from the strongest hunters. Other man suspiciously said, And the only reason he is telling him this is because the skill card says that nobody but he can see and hear him, right? Which means he has figured out that I cannot tell anyone what he did, he said. Well, obviously. Other man asked, Stand up. He seems to possess a great deal of grit. His body could be serviceable if you put in the work, and he seems to be ambitious. If it is someone like this. Hey, Confucius, show him how he hunts monsters. Confucius asked, So you want to see me hunt a few monsters? Yeah. Confucius pulled out a dagger and said, Okay then. He attacked glittering red oval substance. Blood splashed all around. Other man said as expected he was right. Confucius, wiping off blood from his face, asked, He was right about what? Back when he was alive, people used to call him Sword Emperor. He is actually from another world. The tower had also appeared there, as it did here, and he was the first to climb to the top. If Flame Emperor became a legend by clearing the 40th floor. So he cleared up until the 99th floor. That is amazing. Other man said, Yeah, so for him all he need is one look. To determine a hunter's talent, that is why he wanted to see him hunt. If that is the case, then he wasted his time. Confucius said he has no talent when it comes to fighting. Other man said, What the hell are you saying? He does have talent. In fact, he thinks he has great talent. Confucius said, Come on, he is pulling his let him. Other man said, Well, he definitely does not have talent for martial arts. His stance is awkward, his physique is average, and he has not even awakened his aura yet. But he has a rare talent. He has no fear of death. Normally, people fight with at least a bit of hesitation because they do not want to die. But he does not care at all. Dying more than 4,000 times probably helped you overcome that fear. Confucius questioned, Is that even considered a talent? Other man answered, Why would not it be? There are people who are born with talent, but there are also others who awaken their talents through experience. Simply put, he has an incredible talent. Confucius thinks no one has ever said that to him before, not even himself. He only had pure anger at Flame Emperor for treating him like a piece of trash. Pointing a dagger at himself, Confucius said, He got so angry that he could not think of anything else except to kill himself 4,000 times to revive back in time. Not being afraid of death is a talent, Other man said. Let me ask him one thing. What was he thinking when Grandpa Marcus killed him? Confucius told that he was thinking that the moon was beautiful. Other man laughs and said he is funny. No, very funny. Then Grandpa Marcus probably still has another him as his spirit. Now he is wondering who will become stronger hunter between the two of them. All right, he will help him. He will train him so that he does not lose to him. No, so that he becomes stronger than him. Confucius said, We will conquer the tower together. Other man, Hey Confucius Kim, wake up, wake up. Confucius said, Just 5 minutes more. 5 more minutes? There is no time to be lazy. Grandpa Marcus might be clearing the 10th floor right now, and you want 5 more minutes of sleep. Confucius flips a pillow over his ear and said, Hey! Is he trying to block me out? If that is how he wants to play it, he will just start singing one of my favorite songs from back home until he gets up. Just so. He knows he even mastered sonic attacks when he was alive. He could burst the heads of 30 monsters with just one note. Other man asked, Do you even know what time it is? Get up. Confucius wake up and furiously said, What time is it then? It is only 4 in the morning, you crazy bastard. Other man takes a sigh, even bugs start waking up at 4 in the morning, but he is weaker than a bug, so he needs to get up even earlier. Confucius said, He bets him just woke him up because he could not fall asleep. Wow, he always wondered why Blade Saint got up to train at 4 in the morning. But now he sees it is because he was so loud, not because he wanted to. Other man angrily said, Fine. He woke him up because he was bored. He happy now. Waking up to train this early in the morning is for his benefit, too. He should be on his knees thanking him right now. Confucius thought he wants to kill him. Other man mockingly said, too bad for him, he is already dead. It bugs him so much, why do not he tries dying? Oh, he forgot he cannot even really die now. Since he is basically a zombie, he is calling him Zombie Kim from now on. Confucius said, damn it. Other man, while speeding up, said, hey, Zombie Kim, he just wants to remind him again that he really does not have much to show other than your grit. He usually liked to teach his students from the ground up, but he cannot do that with you. Confucius said, how should he put it? He is lower than the ground right now. It has been 4 days since he copied the master of the blade, skill from Blade Saint. During that time, he hunted Suha once more and made sure to avoid Blade Saint. Other man said it, in terms of talent, he is underground in the abyss, full of endless possibilities. Whoa, so cool! He is so jealous! Confucius asked, cannot you see I am running here? Pants stop bothering me? Currently, he is following the training regiment set by that spirit. Other man said, what he is trying to say is that he needs an extra special training session, and that is going to cost him quite a bit. Come on, zombie! Let us go win the lottery now. There is a guild called the United Merchants. Countess, the number 3 hunter, is the guild's leader. She is the only person in the tower with the skill to trade items with the outer world. Because of this skill, the United Merchants have taken control of the tower's economy. A man with mouse cap says, welcome to United Merchants. How may I help you? And they are also the only ones allowed to issue lottery tickets in Babylon. Confucius handing over lottery ticket to mouse cap man tells, he is here to claim his prize money for the lottery. So you have won our United Merchants Happiness Lottery. Congratulations. Confucius replies, yeah, thanks. The other man says, hey, he has always been curious about this, but why are they always wearing cat ear hats? Confucius replies, it is because the guild leader is a cat lady. Other man inquires, even if she likes cats, how could she force other people to wear those hats? He bets him. She is a pervert. He is sure of it. A man with cat ear cap asks, please excuse me, but you checked the date on your ticket. If it has been more than 2 years since the purchase date, then he is afraid Confucius cannot claim the prize. He purchased this ticket soon after the spirit arrived. Do not worry, he bought it just last week, because once in his life, he wanted to experience winning the lottery, and the spirit would not stop talking about how he needed money to train him. Agent at United Merchant says, okay. He will start by checking his identification card. He won first place prize 53,000 G. Confucius asks first place. Spirit other man says, wow, it is so easy to earn money, is not it? Agent man with cat ear cap tells, the numbers have been confirmed. Can he please wait a moment while he go get the manager? Confucius agrees. Yes, of course, take your time. Spirit inquires, hey, zombie, what if somebody tries to kill you in some shady alley because of this? Confucius replies, no need to worry about that. Before he was able to revive to and go back in time, Sual also used his skill to win the lottery. That is what he learned. That no matter how hard he tries to hide it, winning the lottery is not something he can hide. And if people are going to find out eventually, then it is safer to win publicly, because if the winner gets murdered, the United Merchants' reputation will take the biggest hit. Manager Arthur Tyler appears and thanks Mr. Kimham for waiting, but he prefers to go by his alias, Safekeeper, so please feel free to use that instead. Confucius says, nice to meet him. He is Confucius Kim. Safekeeper sounds like the perfect alias for someone of his position. He may not look like it, but if he has an alias, then he is probably an advanced hunter ranking somewhere in the top 300. Arthur says, ha, thank you. I get that often. Please follow me upstairs. Normally an F-class hunter like him would not even be able to speak to a top-class hunter like him, but not today. He is the lucky customer who just won 50,000 gold. Spirit in mocking way says, he knows what. He thinks he is enjoying this a little too much since he has never been treated like this before. Even yesterday, when I told him about his potential since he does not fear death, he seemed so touched. He almost felt bad for him. Confucius angrily asks, can he please just shut up? He cannot be so easygoing. Try to be more like him. Spirit asks to just imagine that everyone in this world exists to serve him. Flame Emperor. Sword Emperor is everyone with Emperor in their name, a psychopath. At least, he knows one thing for sure, he never wants to be like them. Arthur says, "Mr. Kim, is there something wrong?" He answers, "It is nothing, he was just thinking." He sees that he looked a bit pale. "So, he was worried he might have offended you in some way." Spirit asks, "Is he an angel?" He sees what he means about him being easy-going. Arthur tells this is VIP Lounge, and here is his prize money for winning first place, 53,000 gold. If this was in the outer world, that would be worth about $5,000. He may take all of it with him right now, or he may also let them store it securely. Confucius thinks he could live comfortably for the rest of his life. If becoming rich was his goal, he would have achieved it right now. What would he like to do? But his goal is to conquer the tower and become #1 hunter, which means this money is just a means to an end. System window appears in hand of Confucius. Since it has already seen a golden light more mesmerizing than gold itself, he will store it here. Arthur says, a wise choice. He always recommends to the winners that they should store their prize money here. While he understands the winners' desire to take all of their winnings with them, there are a lot of bad people out there. Touching one of gold, Confucius says, he had like to buy an honorary guild membership to United Merchants. It cost 10,000 gold to buy a second-class honorary membership, right? I will pay everything up front. Arthur asks Mr. Kim, have you not joined a guild? Not yet. Spirit says, whoa, he is smarter than he thought. Yes, guilds do not exist just so he can make friends. The biggest reason a hunter joins a guild is so that they can be protected under its name. It looks like he knows exactly what he is doing. This place is too riddled with enemies to rely only on the city's security and the Hunter Bureau. He can tell because both Flame Emperor and the Blade Saint were able to kill him without any consequences. Flame Emperor never joined a guild because he considered himself too superior. Although he won the lottery twice, he probably never paid a fee to be protected. By rejecting every guild's offer, he basically set himself up to be targeted, which is why people tried to poison him. He is not like Flame Emperor, though. There is no reason for him to burn bridges with the big guilds on purpose. Confucius says, there is one more thing. Arthur asks, yes, what is it? He currently lives in a cheap studio. He will pay the finder's fee so he can please find him a proper place to live. Also, if the media tries to find out who won the lottery, please try to keep his name out of it. But make sure they know I am an honorary member of the United Merchants Guild. Arthur got perplexed and said, that is very thorough of you, sir. Spirits mocks? Ha-ha! Look at his face. He looks so surprised to know that he is not as dumb as he looks. Confucius take a sigh. He knows what kind of world they live in. It is better to be safe than sorry. And who was the one that kept nagging him about being too easygoing? Spirit asks, did he say that he do not remember? Arthur agrees, you are right, sir. Spirit puts a hand at the shoulder on Confucius, saying, anyways, it seems like he has got a good handle on things. He guesses he does not have to treat him like a baby and help him change his diapers. He knows he would not hate him as much if he could not talk. Confucius says, whatever he looks like, he is in good spirits. He is sure this is only the beginning. 4,000 deaths and 4,000 days of reviving. He ignored the benefits of time travel because he was so focused on getting revenge. He holds one gold piece in his hand. It is finally time to enjoy what he missed out on.